control at the moment. Relied heavily on a couple of big first quarter plays. Isaac Pellini with the punt, and this time Gilliam is tackled almost immediately, and that's exactly what you need to do for that young man who caught the long touchdown pass and then returned a punt for a touchdown.
I'm not so sure I'd be kicking it.
Well, opportunity for Reynoldsbug, who's been quick strike. The long pass for the touchdown, then a second long pass for a touchdown.
It's been long pass and special teams so far.
Maybe put a bit of a drive together that ends from their perspective in points, but also keeps the clock moving. We'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. Well, it's going to be a breakthrough and an opportunity for a big play. Stumbling a couple of times is Broomfield, but then he's tackled. He's going to get all the way down to the 26. Daniel Broomfield, and I'm going to correct myself. No, it is going to be the 26.
Yeah, and they're going to right the line of scrimmage. They're going to put the foot on the gas pedal right here. I don't blame them.
Go right back to Broomfield. He finds a hole, exploits it, and then gets down and falls inside the 15.
He's 5'11", 212. He's averaging 7.5 yards per carry. And he is not easy to tackle.
And a quick snap. It's all Broomfield right now. And down to the 1 yard line. Well, it's a drive.
It's a drive, all right. Every line that offensive line is getting it done right now. They are pushing that Lancaster defensive line. They got to score quick so Brumfield gets some oxygen. Jeez.
I don't have far to go this time.
No.
They call his number.
I mean, you got to give it to him the way this drive is going.
Give him a chance to finish the drive. Oh, fumble on the snap.
Well, fortunately, I think Jennings picked that right back up.
He sure did. Quick thinking, those quarterbacks.
I tell you what, though, that's not a good feeling when you're on the 1 yard line and you drop the snap. Been there, done that. Not pleasant.
See if we go back to Broomfield. Nope, going to do the quick inside handoff, and it's going to be a touchdown for Reynoldsbug. That'll be Williams, James Williams. So Broomfield does all the heavy lifting. But a big statement by Reynoldsbug.
They run the dive, real simple, nothing flashy. Wins a sophomore. That's his 5th touchdown of the season. He is the beneficiary of the drive led by Daniel Broomfield, but really again led by the offensive line.
Trouble on the snap, but after a delayed step, the kick gets up and will miss wide. Not sure what happened on the holder there.
What a drive though, that was impressive. That's just a straight dive. I mean, you don't get more simple than that.
PAT.
Well, if you go back 3 weeks ago, Daniel Broomfield did not play in this first meeting. And the fact that he had 15 carries and 88 yards and a touchdown versus Pick Central is telling me something. Like that's not many guys rushing. He didn't get 100, but he got close, which is saying something against that Pick Central defense. And he showed me tonight he is a powerful runner.
You're correct. He's missed a couple of weeks for injury and just getting back into it. But you think Pick Central is better than they were a year ago?
I really do. I saw him early in the season, and just again, I haven't seen him since then. But I'm watching the scores, and they've got some. I mean, they're so talented. And defensively, I'm just so impressed, and offensively, I'm impressed. I mean, they're sound in all phases of the game. nobody's been close to testing them yet.
Then all Reynoldsbug here in the first half. It's a short kick which is caught and then immediately run out of bounds, and actually pretty good decision, I think, for the Golden Gales not to put themselves into any more trouble. Christian Riley, 6'3", 230 pound, goes both ways as a tight end and a defensive end. They have to get out of the run game at this point?
No, because that's what they do. I mean, it's
stay with what you do.
Right. I mean, they got it going last series, but they messed it up on second and third down. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. They're not wired to be, to come back from this type of deficit. But again, there's 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Go score a touchdown. They're making 25-7 or 8, and you're in the game.
The inside give as Mike Johnson brings out his Golden Gales from Nazir Robinson on the carry. Junior.
The problem is Reynoldsbug just playing with a lot of confidence, and defensively, they're going to tee off right now.
Well, and again, they were up 19 points against Reynoldsbug the first time, so it was the Raiders who had to play catch up. But Lancaster was able to handle that. Went on to win 41-40. So sticking with the game plan, because it's what they do. Makes perfect sense. Senior quarterback looking across the field to his side. Got Taylor Kirkpatrick behind him. Robinson in motion. Not a lot there in the middle of the field.
And then they were deep going like they're going to go to the wide side. They just ran the trap. Kirkpatrick, and that was blown up quickly. That linebacking core was, they were all there. And it's so important for this Lancaster offense to be on schedule. On schedule means 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 at the most, not 3rd and 7.
Well, that's what they're facing. And they really need to put something together. Perhaps get at least close enough that they don't get the first down to at least talk about going for it. And now we got a timeout by Lancaster.
Lancaster, your first used timeout.
25-0. Still early in the second quarter. It seemed there was something on the bench that didn't quite add up, so let's call a timeout and talk about it.
Well, what doesn't add up is you got 9 guys in the box defensively because they can afford to be aggressive, and that's difficult to throw against.
Rob Carpenter said that he knows the explosive potential of Reynoldsbug and really expected his team was going to be able to keep some of that under control, but not the case thus far.
Well, one of my keys, they got to be turnover free, and they muffed the first punt of the game, and that just set the tone. I mean, that's just the defense got a 3 and out. You're going to get the ball at midfield. Next thing you know, you muff a punt in the first play. Reynoldsbug scores. Totally changed the dynamic of the game.
Yeah, you make a great point. There's no question about it. Johnson's going to throw. He's got a man wide open, cutting across the middle, and tackled down. It is enough for the first down. Trevor Roby on the catch and run. They needed that. The team that values the run goes to the air.
Well, I like it. They spread the field. I'll tell you. Titan Johnson sitting in the pocket, finds a crossing route underneath. I like it.
Now you can take Spectrum News 1 with you anywhere you go. Download the Spectrum News app on your favorite device or tablet and watch 24/7. You get the latest news and weather with the Spectrum News app. So go to SpectrumNewsApp.com to learn more about the app. Download it for free if you haven't already. Well, if whoever goes on to win this game, Groveport could be an opponent in the next round. That's a team they know something, these teams know a little bit about.
Lancaster lost a close one, 16-13 to Groveport. And Reynoldsbug lost 45-14. That's one of those you early in the season. After what I'm seeing tonight, that's kind of confusing to me. But that happens. But Groveport's a good football team. But I'm telling you, this is no walkover against Bradley. Not a guarantee.
All right, so another timeout is over. Carried by Robinson around the left side. And it's a big gainer there on first down.
And that's what they want. They want that nice pickup on first down. They can get it in their rhythm. They just need some confidence. I mean, it's just, things have not gone their way. They still have plenty of time to get back in this game.
Do they have the speed in your mind to do some more work east-west, or are they a team that really needs to go due north?
They do. They got some athletes. I mean, you saw Robinson getting outside. Sher could do it. Kirkpatrick's more your north and south guy. Run the dive and certainly play like that.
Yeah, we're getting to see a little bit of what we expected to see.
To me, the matchup is up front. Is this defensive line is pretty big, and the offensive line for Lancaster a little bit undersized, and they really got to stay on their blocks as long as they can.
It'll be Kirkpatrick again. They're turning to him often now. We got a late flag coming in from behind the play.
Yeah, you got a late block, and I can't tell which way this is going to go. Yeah, that's on the defense.
75, guy was up and he pushed him back down. Personal foul, defense, number 75, 15-yard penalty, going to be a first down.
Haven't really been any chinks in the armor for the Raiders up until this point, but they've given up a couple of big runs and then the big penalty.
This one's going to come in late, right at the end. There's the shove, yep. And that's Caleb Bernardin, who's been playing a lot both ways. And that's going to draw the wrath of Buddy White, I'm going to tell you, because, now's not the time you want to be giving them a free 15 yards when you got their backs to the wall.
A really important possession for the Gales, trying to finish it off if they can.
Yes, that guy!
Patrick, and then gets inside the 15.
Now they got to go a little bit. Because once you get that dive going, now it opens up the run to Titan Johnson. Good read there to keep that. Again, they pick up 6 on first down. This is exactly what they want. And I got to think Rob Carpenter would be happy if they can get 7 on the board and it's 25-7 at halftime. It's not over. And there's still 6 minutes to go here, so they got time for another one, maybe. Assuming they get a stop.
Patrick's going to keep it again. Trying to hide behind his line a little bit, but not much there this time.
And Caleb Turner, 62, 6'2", 290 junior. He didn't move. He didn't give up a yard.
Movable object, the irresistible force. Well, he was able to kind of dive forward at the end and brought it up a very manageable 3rd and 1.
That's a good point. He did. He leaned forward.
Take a touchdown anytime you get it, but priority 1 here is the first down. And I think there's a issue with the scoreboard. officials get together, making sure they're on the same page.
It's going to be the clock, 6:05 on the clock.
Wow. About 21 seconds. If my math's right, which it often is not.
I thought it was 6:13. Yeah, I could be off, but I thought.
Somebody needs to remind him at halftime to turn his microphone off. Bless his heart. It's just wrapped up in the game.
Not used to doing a lot of TV games.
There they go.
It's understandable.
Got the scoreboard set. Third and 1. And it just isn't there for Taylor Kirkpatrick. The right side of the Reynoldsburg defense came in.
You got penetration from the outside.
Yeah, several of them.
Zion Jackson Wilbur did a great job with containing. He set the edge and forced that back inside. He got a lot of help.
Mekhai Woodfork was one that was able to get in and help out. 4th and 4. Sherrick alongside Kirkpatrick behind Johnson. It's going to be a pitch left side. That's going to get the first down and more. Towards the end zone, and down goes Sherrick. And it appears he's going to be short of the goal line, but not by a lot. We'll see where they mark it.
That's a great play call. Left guard Tanner Taylor, he's the one that leads the way. He pulls, gets outside, C52 right there. And Sherrick knows what to do. He saw the hole and was running downhill from the get-go. Great play call.
Arguably the most important play of the game thus far.
Yes, it was a must. Had to get it.
Now they got to cash in. And it's going to be Kirkpatrick, and nearly untouched. It's a big hole, opens up on the right side of the line, and he exploits it. So the Gales are on the board with 5:04.
We had 3 last week. That's 4 in 2 weeks.
That'll get your attention.
I like this. You know, a lot of coaches probably go for 2 here, get out the chart. You know, Rob Carpenter's like, let's keep the extra point. Let's get 1. We got a long way to go. We'll add it up later.
Isaac Collini for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is true. Well, the one thing that Lancaster's done that Reynoldsburg hasn't tonight, be able to kick an extra point. There's another look at the touchdown, Brian.
Great job in the pulling the kick out again, Tanner Taylor. I'll tell you what, those last couple plays that your left guard there, Taylor, did a heck of a job. Good kick out block there to set up the touchdown for Kirkpatrick. And the 4th down play was an absolute must pick up. So they can breathe a little bit of sigh of relief. They're back. They're in the game.
If they could get a 3 and out, or better yet, from the Lancaster perspective, get a turnover.
Right. Yeah, you get another score before halftime. It's a completely different dynamic at halftime. But we'll see how Reynoldsburg responds. And they have yet to be stopped. Put in the end zone 4 straight times.
Would serve them well to not kick the ball to Marquez Gillum.
I wouldn't.
Enrique Love is out there, maybe knock it at him. It's a great name, by the way. Enrique Love.
Enrique Love. They do have some great names with this. Dijon Jennings.
And I love the fact that the team calls it mustard.
Yeah, why not, right?
Driven kick. Covered up. Run's going to get out near the 40-yard line. Humanity all comes together on the field. So a good starting position on this possession. Jackson Wilborn is the up man who took that ball on the bounce.
Like I tell you, I haven't been a coach in this situation. This is challenging on the Reynoldsburg side to keep the focus of your offense because, you know, you're dealing with kids and they get a big lead. It's easy to just relax a little bit, get a little bit complacent, like, okay, we got this, you know, and you don't keep that edge. And there's a lot of time left in this game. See how they respond.
Bijan Jennings. He's got Broomfield and Carey, the Raiders on his back. The jet sweep to the left side, and guess who it is? It's Gillum, and he finds a hole, and he runs through. Touchdown. But a flag back on the 40-yard line. It's going to be a hole, but it's still fun to watch.
It's very fun to watch. And I'm telling you, Dalton Hall got an amazing block. These are highlight film plays for both these guys. Between Paul and Gillum. But it's going to come back. I mean, Dalton Hall smothered his defender. I don't think he's one to call.
Offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty, running play touchdown.
Martin wears number 60, right guard.
Boy, what a play call there. You see the pancake block there by Dalton Hall, and you can't see the hole.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter. They're just going to go back to Broomfield down the left side. Little stutter step. Is it going to be enough? It will. Touchdown, Reynoldsbug. And Daniel Broomfield, who earned the 6 on the last possession, gets the 6 this time.
Unbelievable.
We'll catch our breath as well. This extra point attempt is up, and this one is good by Landon Myers.
70 yards. And talk about a hole. A little stutter move right here because Eli Rathburn's got an angle on him, and he just a little stutter step. Look at the blocks on the left-hand side there. I mean, that's just...
You would have run through that hole.
Yes. I wouldn't have scored, but I'd have got 40 out of it. That little stutter right there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable display. 5 straight touchdowns.
You thought that Lancaster had finally had an opportunity. That's a 70-yard touchdown run from Daniel Broomfield, who had gobbled up most of the yardage on the prior possession, though he didn't get a chance to finish it off.
Lancaster does all that work. They get back in the game.
The penalty.
Give up a quick one. Yeah, the penalty goes the opposite way. It's like, you got a short field maybe, again, defensively, and Broomfield says, nope, I'm going the distance.
Quite a 1-2 punch, isn't it, with what Gillum's been doing. Broomfield here in the second quarter really making his presence known. It's a 25-point lead as we near halftime. We're not there yet. That's another short kickoff, which is run out of bounds. That's David Roby. Shares a name with one of the all-time great punters in the NFL. People don't talk about punters much.
I remember him. Reggie Roby, right?
That's right, in Miami.
He had a cannon for a leg. Absolute cannon.
In that unique style, because he wouldn't come off the ground with his left foot.
He dropped it real high, if I remember.
Real high, that's right. And then he just kept his left foot planted.
His leg swing was so high.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the torque and the pounds of force in that football, but that ball would jump off of his foot.
No time like the present. Sherrick around the left end on the pitch from Johnson. There's got to be some frustration right now for the Gales, in that respect, they want to go down the field and score, of course, but I think the coaching staff wants to get them in the locker room as well.
I don't know what you say now. I mean, it's all about the defense getting stops, and they haven't come close. I mean, Reynoldsburg running the football, throwing the football. I mean, it's yeah. What you can do is limit mistakes. And they've had quite a few.
Titan Johnson. And this time there really is no room to run for Sherrick, who pops up quickly and runs back to the huddle.
Mekhai Woodfork again. His name didn't call quite a bit tonight. 5'11", 190-pound senior linebacker. Blew it up.
On the one hand, you worry about the mentality for Reynoldsburg. On the other hand, defensively, they know they can just kind of tee off now. They've got the big lead. They can really take some chances.
That's what momentum can do. And I'll tell you, they're thinking about getting another one right now. I don't know what.
Lancaster's going to take a timeout, 3rd and 5 on their own 31. 3:21 to play in the first half that has been owned by Reynoldsburg. But just to go back to that prior to the last touchdown, they got the big run initially by Gillum, but it came back on a penalty, so you think, all right, confidence for Lancaster, they're going to make something happen. But on the very next play,
yeah, I think that broke the dam.
70-yard touchdown run from Broomfield, who not that long ago was on the sidelines with an injury. You know, when they played last time, Lancaster had 521 total yards of offense. 347 on the floor.
We're not seeing that tonight.
No, sir.
You're seeing remnants of the running game, but it's sputtering a little bit. They gain positive yards and they've gone backwards a couple times. With the exception of one good drive.
Yeah, in the last touchdown drive, it took a pass to keep the drive alive, but it was well executed. Speak of the pass, oh, what a tackle. Wow. How about that?
That was
Pitching
Kirkpatrick.
Yep.
On wheel routes, and Titan Johnson rolled to his right, threw back to Kirkpatrick on the wheel route. Solomon Hill is one that makes the play, except a little bit slow, but saved the touchdown.
Yeah, that's a good tackle. He felt it, but it was a good tackle. So again, a little burst of confidence. First downs have been a struggle. And the one drive when they scored, Greg, they had some success on first down. But they have not been able to use that first down to really put them in good shape for second and inevitably third down.
Well, they're keen on George Sherrick.
Yeah.
Clearly, I mean, he stands out. Balls on the ground. Look out.
Fumble, turnover, possession back to Reynoldsburg late in the half. And it was Burton who comes up with the ball. But it looked like at first Lancaster had a chance to get possession back.
And snap came up a little bit late. He tried to force the handoff. And Burt jumped on it. Unbelievable.
The last thing they could afford, Lancaster, they just haven't, other than the opening possession of the game, they haven't been able to stop Reynoldsburg. Broomfield, who had a big touchdown run, multiple carries the drive before that. We'll go back to the air. Throw on the right side is going to be incomplete. Justin Barco was the intended target.
Trying to throw a deep comeback there. Pretty good coverage, actually, by Sherrick. Jordan Sherrick playing corner out there.
25-point lead.
Kind of feel let down, like they didn't score on that play.
There's still time. Jennings got pressure. He's just going to heave that one up.
It's going to be a late hit on Jennings, though. Oh, man, again, Zindale Graff, I believe, is the one that hit him late after he threw it. Yeah, that's unfortunate because, again, you had him in probably third long situation.
Well, he knew he was under pressure, but he was able to get rid of the ball, and there's exactly what you were talking about.
It wasn't a vicious hit, you know. Back in my day, that was normal, right? That was just like, you look at the referee like, come on, man, where's the penalty? And they'd be like, come on, you're not getting on that.
Back in your day when the only thing wheel was the route. 2:06 to go in the first half. Reynoldsburg looking to add to their total. Broomfield. It's a strong run that time. He was wrapped up and refused to go down and finally falls at the 30-yard line. If they manage this thing right, they could take it into the end zone right as the final seconds of the half tick off, but they may not want to wait that long. Shotgun snap. Flags immediately in the air.
Full start. Offense. Number 10. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, Gillum was in motion early because I think this was a little bit of a check to see if Gillum going. He's on a post. He knows he's going to score. He's got one-on-one, and they're looking right at him. I think that was the play all the way.
Well, I guess the night he's had, which is actually a night, is the half. Give him a little slack.
I still think, I mean, you know, they're all one-on-one. I mean, Lancaster's going to play a lot of man coverage.
Well, I'm not only impressed with his combination quickness and speed, but his balance as well. We've seen him get hit several times, but he's managed not to go down.
I put him in the slot, run a post corner. Good luck covering him. I mean, good luck. Guy on it is Eli Rathburn, who's 6'2", 180. He's pretty darn good, but I'd still take. I'll go Gillum all day long in this.
Long pass down the left side, and it's going to be caught. Was a little bit short for Torrance, but he was able to recover and make the catch down to the 5-yard line.
Where they used Gillum as the bait, they put him on a wheel route. Not a wheel, excuse me, a swing route. Just went up top of Torrance. Ball's thrown high and outside. It's a great adjustment. Come back to football. And they're knocking on the door again. This is for 6 in a row. They've scored 5 consecutive touchdowns.
They are knocking on the door. They're about to kick it in, I think. See what Jennings looks to do here. Will he just hand it off to Broomfield? Maybe go himself. It'll be the latter. He's got a big hole and just strolls into the end zone for the touchdown. 6 consecutive touchdowns for the home team.
And to think the opening drive, they went 3 and out and punted.
And lost yardage.
And went backwards, and Lancaster muffed the punt, and since then it's just been an onslaught of offense.
It's the spark to the flame, right? Extra point, nearly blocked, nearly the key word in that sentence. Kick from Myers, up and good.
Again, the offensive line. I mean, look at the hat on the hat, great block by Broomfield. Dalton Hall doing his job, which you would expect. I mean, this is just textbook blocking up front. Jennings walks in.
Seconds to go in the half. Last couple of kicks. Most recent one, David Roby caught, just ran out of bounds. Meyer sets the ball. Division I, Region 3 playoffs, opening round, 6-week regular season. Of course, there was a period of time over the summer when there was some uncertainty as to whether or not there'd be a season at all, but I think between the state association, the member institutions, they've done a pretty good job of managing this crazy situation we've been in this year.
They've done a phenomenal job to be where we're at. Playing playoff football, that's a great thing.
Robinson on the return. Now to the 40-yard line. 43 seconds to play here until halftime. Second quarter's really kind of been fits and starts. Some stretch where the clock was running quite a bit, and then it slowed down again. Multiple timeouts, there were penalties, and of course, a whole bushel full of touchdowns. 39-7. Reynoldsbug has the lead, and I promise you, while 39 was in the offing, I don't think anybody expected the game was going to be this one-sided, particularly in a single half.
Not me. I saw Lancaster coming in here on a little bit of a roll with some confidence.
Johnson wants to throw, but then tucks the ball and runs, and it's a good run down the right side before he's knocked out, and about 23 yards on the scamper. Solomon Hill pushed him out of bounds. Still time for them. Them being Lancaster.
Well, I like putting him back there in a spread set because he shows his wheels, gets out of the pocket, and turns on the jets. And they're a ranked football team that's very capable of throwing the football.
1st and 10 from the 37. 30 seconds to go in the half, and under trouble, Titan Johnson. Down he goes. Looks like he lost a yard, maybe 2. Lancaster uses a timeout, their last. They're going backwards a couple of yards. Still got an opportunity. 23 seconds isn't a ton, but it's enough.
But they're in a desperate situation of trying to find points for halftime, to find something positive, because this has been a lopsided first half, any way you slice it.
So if I ask you to cast your gaze down a few weeks, Pickerington Central, who else is in that? Is anybody else in that mix? Who are they going to be looking to see late?
Well, I think you look 3-4 weeks down the road. I mean, who are the better teams in Central Ohio? I still believe Dublin Kauffman's a very good football team. Those two teams scrimmaged way back in August, and I peeked a little bit at that film, and that defensive line for Pick Central really dominated. But I will say this: the Dublin Kauffman's a team that's improved quite a bit. They have a defense that's very good. That's one of the best defenses I've seen them have. Their offense is excellent. That's a team that I think that could give Pick Central some fits.
Wow. It looked like there was something there for Sherrick, but just couldn't get a handle on the ball. But tell you what, he was at full speed when he went into the bench area. There's a young man over there on the sidelines that he managed to grab and hold on to, so he didn't plow him over. See if we can pick it up here right on the end.
Oh, jeez.
Very
That's a
sporting
heads-up play. That's a heads-up play. Sherrick's the guy that come off the field, and that's a factor, especially when you've been on the defensive side all night.
Time running out here in the second quarter. That's a good pass. And a couple of guys tangled up, but there is no flag, much to the chagrin of Devon Lewis. Thought he was being held on to a little bit.
He's looking for he's begging a little bit there. It's pretty good coverage. That ball's going to be thrown more to the outside. His quarterback didn't help him there.
Take another look.
Throwing a deep ball like this, Throw it to the outside where he's got a chance. Inside, not going to get it done.
Could try the same play again. Why not?
Sherritt off his fingertips. Oh. Wow, what a throw.
Yeah, it was beautifully thrown ball. Sherritt was there and just couldn't haul it in.
Great throw by Titan Johnson. You can't throw it any better. And to me, that's fatigue. That's Sherritt being on the defense side of the ball, playing both ways. Just normally he makes that catch. Man.
Could have been an important moment in the game, another score to head to the locker room with some additional confidence, but it was 4th down. Gave themselves a legitimate shot and fully expect that Reynoldsbug will take a knee here. Then again, maybe not.
Never assume.
3 to the left, trips if you prefer. Pass across the middle. And immediately tackled Enrique Love. And then Reynoldsbug calls a timeout.
Well, if you're watching, you're wondering what are they doing? You know, why aren't they taking a knee? This is looking forward. You know, I'm sure if you're on the Lancaster side, you're not liking this, but this is about, hey, we got some more football to play. We're going to win this game. We want to prep for a situation like this down the road where we might have to get points with a little bit of time left.
A little bit indeed. All right, we'll see what they come up with. John Jennings.
Tell you what, I run draw to Daniel Broomfield. That plays work quite well.
All right. I wouldn't bet against you. And that's why. Breaks a tackle, then caught and taken down at the 35-yard line. So Broomfield gets one more carry. In the first half, that has been owned by the home team, the Raiders of Reynoldsbug, up 39-7 against visiting Lancaster. Wow. Stick around. Halftime reports coming up. We'll be back with the second half in just a little bit. Stay tuned.